Hello and welcome back to the course of Fundamental of Electronics and Electrical Engineering. The topic that I am going to discuss in this video lecture is resonance in series RLC circuit, which is very important phenomena taking place in series RLC circuit. In the previous video lecture, I have discussed about the series analysis of series RL circuit. I have discussed the two cases, VL less than VC and VL greater than VC. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss the third case, that is VL is equal to VC, and if VL becomes VC, what is happening? Let us see. So here again taking the same circuit consists of three elements: resistor, pure inductor, pure capacitor. All are connected in series. Across this series combination, one instantaneous voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t is applied, and because of that there is a potential difference. VR is equal to IR across R, VL is equal to IXL across C, and VC is equal to IXC across capacitor. And F is a supply frequency. Now we assume that we are having a variable supply frequency. So what will be happening, that I am going to discuss. Now, as all the elements are connected in series, same amount of current flows through all the elements, and that's why whenever we are drawing the phasor diagram for VL is equal to VC case, current will be taken as a reference phasor. Now moving towards the phasor diagram of the circuit that I have already discussed in the previous video lecture of series RLC circuit. Current is taken as a reference one. Now VR is a voltage drop across a resistor, and we know resistor, for resistor VR and I are in phase, so VR is in same direction of I. Now for inductor, current lags behind the voltage by 90 degree, and as phasors are always drawn in anti-clockwise direction, VL will be in upward direction, so we can say this angle is 90 degree. And for capacitive circuit, VC lag behind the current by 90 degree, or current leads the VC by 90 degree, so VC is in downward direction. Now this circuit is connected to the variable frequency AC source. As I have told you that frequency of the voltage source is varying, and we know XL is an inductive reactance which is proportional to the frequency, because XL is equal to omega L is equal to 2 pi FL, and XC is inversely proportional to the frequency because XC is equal to 1 upon omega C. So 1 upon 2 pi FC. So XC is inversely proportional to the frequency. That means X reactance depends on frequency. So if we change the frequency, reactance of inductor and capacitor will also change. If we increase the frequency starting from 0, then at one particular frequency, capacitive reactance becomes equal to the inductive reactance, and this frequency is known as a resonant frequency, which is denoted by FR, and circuit is said to be the resonant circuit. So for condition of resonance is inductive reactance should be equal to the capacitive reactance. Now what is the importance of the resonance? So as XL becomes XC, both VL and VC gets cancelled out, because VL is equal to VC, then and then XL can be equal, XL is equal to XC, and both VL and VC are 180 degree apart, are in phase opposition, so VL and VC gets cancelled out. So resultant phasor diagram, final phasor diagram will be this one. So here only I and VR is present, or we can see that current and VR are in phase now. So VR is a resultant voltage whenever XL becomes equal to XC. So phase angle between total voltage and resultant current is now 0. So at resonance, phase angle becomes 0, and because of this, power factor is unity. That is the desired value of the power factor. So maximum power factor we are getting at the resonance. That is the importance of the resonance in series RLC circuit. So resonance occurs at XL is equal to XC, and at that time circuit is said to be the resonant circuit, and power factor is unity. So these are the condition. This is the condition for resonance in series RLC circuit. Now putting the value of XL and XC, we can say XL is equal to XC. So XL minus XC is equal to 0. Now putting the value of XL and XC, now XL is represented by omega L and XC is represented by 1 upon omega C. Now as the circuit, this condition occurs at resonance, so omega is represented by omega suffix R. So omega RL is equal to 1 upon omega RC. So we can write omega R square is equal to 1 upon LC. This equation we have to remember, which will be useful in the next video lecture. So omega R is equal to 1 divided by square root of LC. So omega R we can represent at 2 pi FR, where FR is a resonance. This condition we are getting at resonance one particular frequency, it is denoted by FR. So 2 pi FR is equal to 1 divided by square root of LC. And we can write FR is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of LC. This is the equation which we are getting for resonance. At resonance, this is a resonance frequency, and the frequency at which inductive reactance becomes equal to the capacitive reactance, and we are getting the maximum power factor at resonance. Now, impedance of the circuit. What is the impedance at resonance? So at resonance, XL is equal to XC, and we know Z is equal to R square plus XL minus XC whole square. And as XL is equal to XC, so Z is equal to square root of R square plus 0 square. So Z becomes equal to square root of R square. So Z is equal to R. This is the minimum value of the impedance which we are getting at resonance. So at resonance, impedance becomes minimum. Now we know I is equal to V divided by Z. So its impedance is minimum. So current is maximum. As impedance is becoming minimum at the resonance, this circuit work as a receiver circuit, the acceptor circuit. This kind of circuit is basically used, series RLC circuit is used in radio receiver. So application of a series RLC circuit or resonance is in radio receiver. As impedance is minimum, so it will act as a acceptor circuit. So as impedance is minimum, current is maximum. So I max is equal to V divided by Z. Now at resonance, Z is equal to R. So we can write I max is equal to V divided by Z is equal to V divided by R. So circuit becomes the resistive circuit at resonance, purely resistive circuit at resonance. So as circuit becomes the resistive, power factor is unity, because we know resistive circuit power factor is unity, phase angle between V and I is 0. Now Q factor, that is an important term which is related to the resonance or series RLC circuit. It is basically a quality factor. Q factor is nothing but the voltage magnification factor during the resonance, because at resonance current becomes maximum, that we already discussed. As current becomes the maximum, voltage drop across VC and VL becomes maximum as compared to the final total voltage V. So it is a ratio of VC by VL or VC VL by V. Quality factor is nothing but the capacity of series RLC circuits to store the energy, capacity of L and C to store the energy. Now it indicates as to how many times the potential difference across L or C is greater than applied voltage during the resonance. So at resonance, I becomes maximum, VL and VC is much higher than V. So we can write quality factor is nothing but the voltage magnification, because VC and VL becomes higher as compared to V. So we can write Q factor is equal to VL divided by V, or we can also write it is VC divided by V. So Q factor, putting the value of VL, IXL divided by IR, I gets cancelled out from numerator and denominator. So Q factor is equal to XL divided by R. Now Q factor, well, putting the value of XL, so 2 pi FRL, because it is Q factor which we are determining is at resonance. So it is 2 pi FRL divided by R. So Q factor can be written as omega RL divided by R. We know omega R is nothing but the 1 upon square root of LC that we have already discussed in the previous slide. So putting that value of omega R, we are getting Q factor is equal to 1 divided by R square root of L divided by C. If we take VC by V, we will be getting the same expression for Q factor. It shows that how much time voltage across capacitor and inductor is there as compared to the total voltage at resonance. Now moving towards the graphical representation of series resonance, drawing all the parameters, that is impedance, resistance, current, power factor with respect to frequency. So on x-axis frequency is taken. We have already discussed that supply frequency is variable. Now taking the first parameter, that is resistance. Now we know resistance is totally independent of the frequency, so it is represented by straight line. So this is the graphical representation of resistance as compared to the frequency. It is totally independent of frequency. Next one is a inductive reactance XL. Now we know XL is equal to omega L, and which can be also written as a 2 pi FL. So inductive reactance is proportional to the frequency. So as frequency increases, inductive reactance also increases. So it is represented by line which is passing through the origin. So this is the graph of XL versus frequency. Next one is a capacitive reactance. Xc is equal to 1 upon omega C, that is 1 upon 2 pi Fc. So Xc is inversely proportional to the frequency. So as the frequency increases, Xc decreases. Now there is a inverse relationship between Xc and F. So it is represented by rectangular parabola, and Xc is assumed to be negative. So it will be in fourth quadrant. So this is the graph of Xc, which is represented by minus Xc. Next one is the impedance. Now we know as we increase the frequency, basically the equation of Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC square. But at one particular frequency, XL becomes XC, and that frequency is nothing but the resonance. So as we increase the frequency, impedance will become negative, and at one particular frequency, that is at FR, it becomes the minimum, that is Z is equal to R. So at resonance, we can say impedance will decrease as we increase the frequency up to FR. Now if we increase the frequency beyond FR, again impedance will increase. So it is represented by this graph. From this graph we can see at low frequency the value of Xc is much larger than value of XL. So the circuit will be capacitive circuit for F less than FR, and power factor will be leading. Now here we can see beyond FR, XL becomes much greater than XC. So net reactance will be positive. So circuit will be becoming inductive circuit beyond FR, beyond F greater than FR, and power factor will be lagging. Current. Now I is equal to V divided by Z, and Z is represented by this graph. So as Z decreases, current increases. Here Z is minimum, so current will be maximum. Again Z increases, current decreases. So impedance on both sides of resonance frequency is large, and current is low on both sides of the resonant frequency. At resonance, impedance is minimum, current is maximum. So graph of current will be looking like this way. And final one is a power factor. We know power factor here. Power factor will be 0. As we increase the FR, power factor will be also increase. 0 to FR, power factor will be increasing. Beyond FR, power factor will be decreasing. And cos phi is equal to R divided by Z. So at resonance, Z is equal to R. So cos phi is equal to 1. That is the maximum value of the power factor. So this will be a graph of power factor. So this graph shows the variation of resistor, impedance, capacitive reactance, inductive reactance, current, and power factor with respect to frequency. This is known as a graphical representation of series resonance. So this is all about the today's video lecture. In this video lecture, I have discussed about the condition of resonance, phasor diagram at resonance, and graphical representation of series resonance. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.